Hello, ladies, gents, and non-binary people. Romie Mojo here. Please like, comment, subscribe. So, I am back, and again, Power Ghost Book 2, or Book 2 Ghost. This isn't a recap. This isn't a review. This isn't a reaction. I title it a rant because I'm just going to talk about these characters and, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So we're going to start things off nice. We're going to keep it cute. No, we're not. Tariq. 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 Sir, listen to me. That was amazing. First off, us showing us the ghost of Tariq's past. Of course, we had his stepdaddy, because that's what we call him. That's what we see him as. But then we're not even going to focus on him. I said, look at Lil Raina. Look at Proctor. Look at the other professor dude we didn't like. Oh, look at Carrie. God, why is she here? Thank the Lord. She is gone. Woo! I know we're terrible. I don't care. Lauren. We're looking like Lauren. Of course, Raina's killer was there too. I said, But Lauren being there, and that's what's making people feel like, is she actually going to be killed off? Is she not? We don't know, because it's more so this thing of, is it more so a foreshadowing, or is it a look? This is just to show that she didn't step in herself, but she was essentially saying, I'm always on time. And that's how we're going to go into Lauren. Lauren decided that she had to talk, and this is what happens. Sometimes it's best to say nothing. This is a prime example of why you can't just spill the beans, why you can't just trust certain people, because Professor Carey now got you in this pinch. Now has it to where Tariq has to go and figure out a way to protect you, and then what happens? What happens, Lauren? Tariq asked Braden to go and look out for her, and now that, because Tariq talked to her and was like, you don't even realize who was on the wire. And we know that Kane and Braden was on the wire. Braden's harmless, but Kane? Kane's gonna get her. So then Tariq tries to go and save her, use Braden in the process, and then, of course, because everyone for some reason is actually talking to each other and talking to everyone else, I'm like, oh gosh, this is like old Power when everyone was doing too much talking, and now a bunch of people are gonna get caught up. Because at one point, Effie finds out information and she relays it to Kane, of all people. And so then now we get to go and intervene. Braden, which we thought, because Braden got stepped to by Kane, like, look, you need to do X, Y, and Z or else you're screwed. Because as we know, Braden could potentially take the stand. We know he's at least going to be in the court in the next episode, but he's going to potentially take the stand because his brother, who will not cállate la boca, he will not shut the mouth. He will just keep talking. He keeps talking. We keep saying that, oh, it's because of drugs, but it doesn't matter, because that thirsty, what's her name? Davis? Whatever her name. No. I'm doing too much. The detective woman, the lawyer detective woman, she is doing everything that she can. And I said, I know why I don't like her. She's the new Sax. Sax is actually bearable right now. So she's the new Sax. That's why I don't like her. But she keeps going, trying to make deals with everyone. And now they worked out a deal where Braden's brother is going to go and potentially take the stand so that they both can get immunity. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. I'm like, oh. And now Braden's upset at Tariq. Like, Tariq, you don't even realize how much you got me caught up. I said, Braden, you chose this life. Just like Tariq, you had other options and you chose this life. So you need to go and buckle up. That's exactly what needs to happen. And so then in the end, when Braden, as we thought, was like, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do to Lauren? He's gonna let Lauren go, give her money to go. I said, oh, that's so nice. Here comes Effie. Effie's on Effie's side. I know that she likes Tariq, but Effie's also a survivor, so she's gonna do what she needs to do. If it ends up turning out that Tariq becomes more of a liability, then guess who she's taking down? Tariq. Because that's just how Effie is. And then, so when Effie goes and takes Lauren, I'm like, oh no, Lauren, you were annoying, but I don't want you to die. And we don't know what actually happens. So we'll move on from there. Monet and Zeke. First off, Zeke is so slow. Zeke is so I don't want to say the word special because special is actually positive. I don't care what anyone says, special is positive, but he's slow. And it's hurtful. It's hurtful because on one hand, somehow we jump from, I guess Carrie's not going to have a funeral. I mean, I wouldn't go. And Monet shows up to this guy's house because they're going to pretend to be a happy family. He's going to go and get everyone now, and he's going to hire a private coach for Zeke so that he can skip the whole school college thing and potentially go straight to the league afterwards. A year of like training with a private coach. I'm saying this all sounds good, but this is gonna blow up in your face. And Dante is looking shook. That's not Mecca. Dante's a little weakling. We find out why a little bit later. Why we were like, something about Dante just isn't giving us the that it's supposed to be. There's just something off with him. Dante, as we know, he kept Kane close because he knew Kane did it. He knew Kane stole from him. But what he did not know was that that bag that had the passports, that had the money, that had the ring for Monet, all of that was also taken. So now he's pissed. So now we're not going to get nice guy anymore. And Kane, if you leave, I'm going to clip you. He's not going to clip Kane. He's going to hurt him at most, but he's not going to clip Kane because that's Monet's son. And once they finally start talking with each other, for example, where Monet and Kane are finally talking, and they realize, wait a minute. First off, the bag is at Stansfield, so they know that he knows that Tariq has it, so Tariq's in danger. And again, this all blows up on us if something happens to Tariq. But the thing is that Monet finally did what we were asking someone to do. Send me a pic of this Mecca guy. And she realizes who Mecca is. And so then the pieces start to get put together, because at one point when I almost said the Brady Bunch, but Monet, Mecca, Dante and Zeke were at the park and they got shot at. I'm like, Dante, are you doing this just to get them to go and leave the country sooner rather than later? Because I wouldn't put it past you. I'm like, I don't see Lorenzo actually wanting Monet to die. He already has the kids, so he knows he's hurting her. So even though that was a whole mess thing too, once Drew put it out there that, okay, here's the full story, and this is what happened with the drugs and what happened with the connect. So now Diana and Drew are going to work together, sleep/schmooze their lovers so that they can go and get access to Stansfield and take the drugs back. I did like that plan. I said, Diana, come on, this acting, we have to do a little bit more than that. This is a little too, you have to make us. I didn't like how they shot that, because I felt like we need to feel like, dang, she's really going through it, so that we didn't question it even for a second. And I knew from the jump, I was like, she's here for a lick. And that's what I didn't like. Drew's was, well, it was more sexual based, so that was a little different. And they got the drugs back and they flipped it quickly. And I did like seeing Drew and Lorenzo go and get the money. I was like, oh, look at this father-son bonding time. Look at this mess. Look at this bonding time. But Tariq losing Yaz. Yaz going into the system already. I said, dang, Ghost was not playing. The Ghost was not playing. Yaz is gone. I know, like, Tariq, what are you fighting for? To get your mother back? Is that what we're doing now? Is that who's left? Because your baby sister's gone. Who knows what's going on with your school? Mind you, Tariq finally did go and give the picture to Councilman Tate so that Councilman Tate can go and put in a good work for Tariq on the stand. And Councilman Tate did his job. He did his thing. He has a way with words. He knows how to flip things. So he was able to go and help Tariq out in court. So they're good there. But I'm just trying to figure out, okay, how long before all of this just blows up on everyone? How long? Because this is giving... Yeah, how long before all of this blows up? Because some of this is a little bit too good to be true. Councilman Tate coming up with the, oh, there's a witness saying that there was actually 2 people at the scene of the crime, throwing that in there from someone spilling the beans that Zeke is 23 instead of 19, which was hilarious. Because Zeke, why'd you have that agent in the first place? You wanted to go and be a big boy, roll with the big dogs, and you got bit. You got bit because you silly. You're just all types of silly. from Monet trying to convince Dante that, oh, I know you're Mecca and I know what's going on here. I see that you set this up and it's fine. What you're going to do is we're going to work with you to Lorenzo. Lorenzo, really? Really? You want me to believe that Monet is going to convince her whole family to go after their father? Dante has been so weak this episode. He's been showing his cards. He's been nervous. He's been shifty. I'm like, okay, you're one of those people that once there's pressure, we see how you really are. You're not a rock. You're a pebble. You're not a rock. You're a pebble. And the fact that Tariq, of all people, got information about how, sidebar, Councilman Tate bringing that blackmail information was hilarious. But Tariq, of all people, being able to go and put out there that, hey, I know who you are. I got a call and I learned that someone's an informant. Someone is a snitch. You snitched on this person, that person, that. You're a professional informant, which means that people will be gunning, truly gunning for you if you even go and do anything to me, because you don't know who knows. You don't know the people that I know that has this information and what they could do. So you're not going to do anything to me. And I love seeing Tariq get a win. There's nothing like someone who you did not like at first finally coming into their own and getting a win. Getting a win. I was like, Mecca, you a chump. But when he talked about how basically thank your father for me once you eventually go to hell and see him for killing Lobos, I was like, Lobos was a G. Lobos was weird. Lobos had to go, but Lobos was a G. I kind of miss him. But that's all I have to say. Please like, comment, subscribe on the road to 9,000. What is wrong with me? Check out my Euphoria rants. And I'll see you next time. Well, you'll see me. Mecca really thinks that they're gonna betray the... and believe Kane when he said... and Kane didn't even seem like it. Okay.